Hello guys, how are you? So in today's session we are going to talk about the clustering for grouping data. So basically in the field of data science, data analytics, machine learning, deep learning and artificial intelligence, sometimes we need to cluster our data. Like we get our raw data and we organize our data, and after when we organize our data we have to segregate our data on basis of some criteria. So we have to make some groups on that data, something like if you can grab the data of the population of whole the country, like if you get whole data set of the population of the country, and you have to make clusters of the data for male and female according to height wise, or according to like adult, old, or child, or adolescence. So something like that, if you have to make the cluster of data. So that's why today's session is important for that clustering for grouping data. So let's get into this. And clustering is the task of dividing the population or data points into a number of groups such that the data points in the same groups are more similar to other data points in the same group than those in the other groups. So we have to make some groups which in a particular group all points are look similar, and if you consider like two groups and one point from one group and another point on another group, then they are different from each other by some criteria. In simple words, the aim is to segregate groups with similar traits and assign them into clusters. Let's understand with an example. Suppose you are the head of a rental store and wish to understand preferences of your customer to scale up your business. So let's say you are a head of your rental store, and now you want to increase the scale, now you want to increase the sale of the products, and you want to increase and you want to just scale up your business. So you are starting understanding the behavior of customers, preferences of customers, and after that, is it possible for you to look at the details of each customer and div- devise a unique business strategy for each one of them? Like, is it possible for you that for every customer what they need you give them according to them, perfectly according to them, the perfect price what they need for the every customer? You do. And for that, definitely not. You just not consider every person you came into your rental store for getting something. Like if you in your rental store on a per day basis there are 100 persons were coming or 10 persons were coming, you can't, like, you can't give them whole thing, the you can't give them whole flexibility what they want. Like they, you can't give every product what they want at the price that they need. So definitely not, it is not possible to handle all the customers. But what you can do is to cluster all your customers into say 10 groups based on their purchasing habits, and use a separate strategy for customers in each of these groups. So let's say 100% are coming into your store, and you divide those 100% based on a criteria on 10 groups. Like these persons are came for taking only cold drinks, these persons are came for taking for their restaurant or their something like food business where they need raw materials like tomato, vegetables, and some things like that. Some, you make a group of children where children will came and take only chips, potato chips, or chocolates, candies, etc. And you make some household wise or person who takes the household items from your store. So something like that, based on some criteria, you make a 10 groups, and this is what we call clustering. So as you make some groups, like if the if children one came, you send those children to that part of your store where all candies, chips, potato chips, chocolates, and everything were placed. And if a housewife is came, then you send those housewife groups to that particular area of your store, so that they can buy all the things from that area. They won't have to roam one place to another, they just buy all the vegetables and all the things what they want in their household things. So something like that, you can make groups for that and divide your store, something like that. So at that time you are making clustering, and this is what we call groups as a clustering. Now that we understand what is clustering, let's take a look at the types of clustering, like what are the types of clustering. So types of clustering, broadly speaking, clustering can be divided into two subgroups. Hard clustering. In the hard clustering, each data point either belongs to a cluster completely or not. For example, in above example, each customer is put into one group out of the 10 groups. So as you can divide the groups, and you can say like the person from the group 1 won't be uh, similar to won't came into the group 2. So every person in group are entirely different from another groups. So that's what the hard clustering is. And the soft clustering, in soft clustering, instead of putting each data point into a separate cluster, the probability or likelihood that data point can be in those clusters is assigned. For example, from the above scenario, each customer is assigned a probability to be in either of 10 clusters of retail store. So let's say, like, an if you are saying that a housewife is came, and you separate those housewife as a cluster, and name that cluster as 3. So those group of housewives can also buy candies for the kids, can also buy some drinks for their husbands, and also buy some other things. So at that time that those housewives are came into different clusters, their probability of coming in different clusters are high, and that's what a soft clustering is. Types of clustering algorithm. Since the task of clustering is subjective, the means that can be used for achieving this goal are plenty. Every methodology follows a different set of rules for defining the similarity among data points. In fact, there are more than 100 clustering algorithms known, but few of the algorithms are used popularly. Let's look at them in detail. So basically, clustering is a subjective topic, there and that can be achieving this goal are plenty. There are many methods to achieve this goal of making clusters, and the and the and the methodology follows a different set of rules. Like every algorithm has their different set of rules, different criteria for making some clusters, for getting some similarities between points and make clusters of those points. And in fact, we have more than 100 clustering algorithms who can clusters a set of data points into n number of clusters by some criteria. But few of the algorithms are used popularly. Some of them are used in well known are mainly, and we are going to look on those clusters algorithm which are claims in more handy and which are more sound popular. So con- connectivity models, as the name suggests, these models are based on the notion that the data points closer in data space exhibit more similarity to the each other than the data points lying farther away. So these connectivity models, clustering algorithm, it is saying that the if the data points are close, then they are similar, and if data points are far, then they are not similar. These models can follow two approaches. In the first approach, they start with classifying all data points into separate clusters and then aggregating them as the distance decreases. In the second approach, the data points are classified as a single cluster and then partitioned as the distance increases. Also, the choice of distance function is subjective. So basically, in first approach, first we will consider every single point as a single cluster. In the first approach, we will consider all the data points as the single as the different clusters. Like if we have 10 data points, then I can say that I have 10 clusters, then by aggregating distances, I make some number of clusters. Like if there are 3 clusters, then by aggregating some distances and by using some criteria, I make 3 clusters. And in the second approach, we I just say that all the 10 data points are came into single one cluster, and after that, as the distance increases between the points, I am dividing those clusters and getting the required number of clusters. So that's what the approaches, and that's how the choice we choose. That's how we use the distance factor for choosing the clusters, and the choice of distance function is subjective. Next is, these models are very easy to interpret but lacks scalability for handling big data set. Examples, these models are hierarchical clustering algorithm and its variants. So basically, if we have a large data, very large data, like thousands or lakhs number of points, then there is very difficulty, because it lacks in scalability, and it is difficult to handle that big data set by this type of algorithm. Next is centroid models. These are the iterative clustering algorithms in which the notion of similarity is derived by closeness of a data point to the centroid of clusters. K-means clustering algorithm is popular algorithm that falls into this category. In these models, the number of clusters required at the end have to be mentioned beforehand, which makes it important to have prior knowledge of dataset. These models run in iteratively to find the local optima. So basically, in this, we take some centroids, and we try to move the centroids by the aggregating the distances. Like, the k-means clustering algorithms comes into this part, where if we have the data points, scatter the data points, and if I want to make three clusters, then I just put three centroids on that point, and I'm aggregating those centroids basis on the distance between them. And by aggregating and by calculating the distance, I just make three clusters based on these number of centroids. And distribution, next is the distribution models. These clustering models are based on the notion of how probable is it that all data points in the cluster belong to the same distribution, for example normal or Gaussian. These models are often suffer from overfitting. A popular example of these models is expectation maximization algorithm, which uses multivariate normal distributions. So basically, these distribution models are take the probability criteria. They take the probability criteria to make some clusters like normal and Gaussian, where we there is a probability that 60% of data are lying between the one standard deviation area. So that's how, on the basis of probability, make clusters on they make clusters, and that's what the distribution models are. Next is density models. These models search the data space for areas of varied varied density of data points in the data space. It isolates various different density regions and assign the data points within these regions in the same cluster. Popular example of density models are DepthScan and the optics. So basically, in density models, the model search of data spaces like areas where the density is high, and up- isolates the various densities regions, and assigns those data points within these regions. Like, if there is some high density, like if I plot the thousand number of points, and I see that, and when I scatter those thousand number of point on my 2D Cartesian plane, then I see that on the right side I see some dense area, and on left side I see a dense area. Then according to that dense area, I make some clusters. And the popular examples are like DepthScan and optics. So now comes to the applications of clustering. Like, let's discuss some applications. Clustering has a large number of applications spread across various domains. Some of the most popular applications of clustering are recommendation engines, market segmentation, social network analysis, search result grouping, medical imaging, image segmentation, anomaly detection. So basically, these are the some applications of clustering, and there may be more and more applications of clustering. And today's technology is like evolving day by day at exponential rate, so there are more applications of these clustering. But these are the some applications of clustering in which these clustering is highly used. So That's all for the today's session of about the clustering for grouping data that from in which where we talk about that what is clustering, how we group the data, types of clustering, hard clustering, soft clustering, and the types of clustering algorithms, conductivity models, like one is conductivity model, second is centroid models, third is distribution model, fourth is density models. And these are the four models which we talk about, and there are many more. And but we discuss about these four which are important, and we also discuss about some important applications of clustering. So that's all for the today's session. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. Stay motivated and keep learning.